have you learnt from your audience feedback?
Well, Jeremy, we gained our feedback by presenting our music video to a focus group consisting mainly of people aged correctly for our target audience. We filmed their comments, which I'll show you now, and then explain what we have learnt and how we can use their feedback constructively for the future.
I've seen a previous cut of that, I believe, Jamie, is that right?
Yeah.
And I did comment on your blog about certain aspects of it, which I thought could be improved, and you have done. Mainly, there are moments in music, especially popular music, that we editors call episodes, and there are very clearly defined beginnings and ends of those episodes, and your narrative very clearly starts those, which is great. The one in particular was when the music built to a new episode, and it was when you went into the library. So going from outside to inside, it worked really well on that particular beat in the music, so that was really good. I also liked the fact that you didn't use many dissolves. A lot of amateurs use a lot of dissolves in their work, and you used one, I believe, this time.
Yeah, just
going
change
from day to night as your subject appeared outside the cricketers, and that was the perfect use of a dissolve. Shane getting from one scene to another and showing a lapse in time. So that was perfect. Well done. What else would I say? Again, there were phrases within the music that I felt could have been highlighted a little bit more with some of the punchlines. I just felt sometimes the music was crying out for there to be a punchline at that particular point, and there wasn't. But these are petty details now that I'm picking up. But in general, I thought it was very well done. The narrative was beautiful. It was a very good story. I know we're not supposed to comment on the actors, but they were great. But all in all, from a professional point of view, it was very good. Well done.
So if we start with the positives, Joe highlighted that we had a strong narrative, we stuck to defining episodes, and we had a correct use of a dissolve from daytime to nighttime. And for the negatives, he felt that certain parts of the music could have been defined further, in particular the punchlines. I guess that's why they call it the blues, is a strong line that we could have built towards further.
Very funny, cliche, and quite unique. We've got little tiny things, little punchlines, things like that, but very good.
The main points there were positive from Jacob, how he felt it was funny and unique.
Why did you choose that particular song and artist?
We felt, I think, that we could work on a really clear narrative with it, because a lot of songs are about nothing. They're just jargon that's like spat out, really. And we could kind of manipulate this song into kind of having a really clear narrative.
I like the way you've cleverly avoided using lip syncing. So you've created this really nice narrative, but without the problematic areas. You know what the limitations are of, school systems, of school equipment. It becomes very hard. So you've cleverly thought your way around that, which I think is great.
We thought that Miss here was commenting on how we were able to think outside the box to avoid lip syncing. From this, we've learnt that it's acceptable to think up fresh ideas and use them instead of staying within the boundaries laid out by music videos today.
The second half was extremely strong. You seem to, it's almost like the second half, you're really in the swing of it, with really excellent shots, clever shots, like you were saying, thought out with the music, definitely, with that clear narrative. I think perhaps the beginning's a little bit weaker, but, not massively, in that it feels a little bit, some of the shots feel a bit too long. We get the idea that it's blues, and it's long, but I think perhaps in some places they are a bit too long. You could do with perhaps a few more cuts in at the beginning, but the second half is absolutely spot on. You really nailed it.
So the positives were that she felt that we had a strong second half regarding the use of shots and editing. The negatives were that the first half felt too slow or laboured. From this, we've learnt that it's useful to get a fresh pair of eyes on our work as often as possible so that we don't make shots too long and bore the audience. Here's a screenshot of another way that we could gain feedback. It's a comment on my blog from one of the earlier cuts, talking about how I should now stand back from the video and feel where the shots should lie in relation to the music. I feel that this helps us learn about how easy it is to get engrossed in what you're doing and forget about the big feel and big picture of your product. We've definitely learned a lot from our feedback, but one of the biggest lessons that I feel that we've learned is about feedback itself, that it's absolutely vital to get it if we want to move forward in our process.